In the last video, I mentioned the common mistakes which are often made by us. Today, I'm going to give you some kind of advice which could help you to get a very good score. Firstly, you have to write short sentences, short, complete sentences. Number two, to avoid repetition of words or ideas. Number three, don't panic if you don't have clear ideas. Just mention two or three and well illustrate and explain them. Number four, try to do your best to avoid difficult vocabulary. Try to use very simple ones. Number four, don't translate from Arabic to English. Number five, try to divide your topic into four main paragraphs. For example, if I'm speaking about agree and disagree topics, we mentioned before the topic whether student should start working after graduation or he should do further studies. Let's imagine that you are supporting the idea of doing further studies. I'll start the first paragraph with the introduction and the second one with the idea I am against, which is starting working at once after graduation. The third one, you have to mention here the idea you support or you agree with, which is doing further studies after graduation. And finally, you will write your own conclusion, where it will include your own personal opinion, which is supporting the idea of doing further studies after graduation. This is how the topic will be divided into. Okay? Let's start giving you a kind of sample which could make the idea clearer. If you turn to your books, page 14, top tips book, here the idea here speaks about whether women should stay home or they should work. Firstly, I have to mention my own idea, which is that women should work. So the idea I'm against with is women's staying home. I'll make it quite clear now. In the first paragraph, it's an introduction. I will give you a kind of introduction which you could make use of it in different topics. I'll start by saying there is no shadow of doubt that, and then I'm going to mention the topic. I'm going to paraphrase it. I'll say here women's work, or women's work or stay home. This is the topic. And then I'm going to continue. This topic has aroused a lot of debates and discussions around it. People have actually differed about it. A group of people claims that women should stay home, whilst another group holds a totally different vision, as it believes that women should work. This essay will deal with both different opinions in order to reach the most acceptable one. This is the first paragraph, this is the introduction which could suit any similar topics which has agree or disagree opinions. Now I'm going to leave a line, and then on the second paragraph I'm going to mention the idea I'm against with, which is women staying home. I'll start by this sentence. On one hand, of course here you expect that I'm going to use on the other hand in the same paragraph. No, I will postpone using it to the third paragraph to give a kind of excitement showing a different opinion. So I will start by saying, on one hand, a group of people assumes that women should stay home, and it has its own reasons. Then I'm going to mention my own reasons. Firstly, then a sentence, in addition to, comma, and another complete short sentence. Full stop. Secondly, I'm going to write a complete sentence, then, comma, besides another complete sentence, and then full stop. Thirdly, quite the same, I'm going to use moreover, and the last sentence is finally I'll give another reason. As you may notice here, I use the word a group of people assumes. It's another meaning for claims. Here I am trying to avoid the repetition of words. I show the teacher that I have a lot of vocabulary, although I'm not asking you to study a lot of vocabulary. But the different usages of claims and assumes shows that you are rich in your vocabulary. I'll leave a line and I will deal with paragraph 3, which clarifies your own personal opinion, which is here supporting the idea of women's work. I'll start by saying, on the other hand. Try to remember, in the third paragraph I begin with one hand, and in the third paragraph I'm using on the other hand, which shows a different opinion here. On the other hand, the other group of people believes. Believes here shows that it's your own opinion, because it's a good word which shows your personal opinion. Believes that women should work for the following reasons. I will do the same like the second paragraph, but I will use different vocabulary. Instead of using firstly, I will use first. Instead of secondly, I will use next. Instead of using thirdly, I will use the word then. And instead of using finally, I will use lastly. It's quite similar in meaning, but with different vocabulary, which show that I'm rich in my vocabulary without studying a lot of vocabulary. I'll leave a line and then I will come to the conclusion and the last paragraph, paragraph number 4, which will include my own personal opinion concerning this issue. I'll start by saying we can sum up the ideas by saying that although both opinions seem convincing, as each of them has its own convincing reasons, yet I absolutely support the last opinion, which believes that women should work for the previous reasons mentioned before. And this is the end of my topic. Thank you.